Hey there YouTube, what's going on? It's Adam with Retro Repairs and today is mail day. Just went into the border to pick up a bunch of packages that I had shipped with various things in it. Couple things kind of led me to do this. Firstly, I've recently reached 1,000 subscribers to my channel, so thank you all for watching, and I really hope that you're enjoying the videos. Second thing is, as I've mentioned before, I don't really make a lot of money doing this. So since I've started, I've finally reached enough money in my YouTube account where it will let me withdraw, which is $100. So here we have is about $100 worth of stuff. So let's dive right into it and show you what we've got. So this is the first package here. Now I gotta kind of warn you that not all of these are consoles to be repaired, but well, I'm not gonna ruin too much of the surprise for you. So it's all generally just stuff I bought on eBay, which I managed to get a good deal on. So first thing we got is Time Splitters 2. So as you can see, looks like a dog kind of started chewing the sides of it, but I think this cost me about $6 and it's a pretty good game. Disc is pretty scratched up, so hopefully that will play. I'm gonna have to kind of test that out later to find out. Manual seems to be in good shape though, so that's first buy. I think it cost me about $5. This game usually costs around 30 if you manage to find it used anywhere. So threw a low bid on that and happened to win. So cool. On to the next one. This guy. Ah yes. So I've been waiting for this to show up. And what this is Super Mario World Return to Dinosaur Land. For those of you that might not recognize this particular installment, that's because it's not a real Super Mario World game. This was a ROM hack, so someone managed to dump the code from Super Mario World and modify it basically to rebuild the game. So same physics, same graphics, everything's very similar to Super Mario World, just new levels. I've played a little bit of this, but I've never really sat down and played it through, so I managed to find a decent deal on eBay for this. I think it cost me about $20. So I decided pull the trigger on that and give her a try. Now, interesting thing, this isn't very old, but the case is kind of yellowing on the backside. Don't know if you can really see that through the camera. So I'm guessing they actually took an old Super Nintendo game and just repurpose the case. See, copyright 2001. This game came out much more recently than 2001. Just to kind of clarify, no, it's not an official release. Nintendo did not release this. This is a fan-released, fan-made game. So, pretty excited about that. That should be pretty fun. I'm going to try that out a little bit later. Okay. Not exactly sure what's in this one. So, let's crack her open and find out. And another package. Alright, so a Nintendo 2DS, I believe. Yeah. So this one was sold as not working. I don't really know what's wrong with it other than it looks like it was dropped, so this corner's pretty cracked up. But yeah, I guess that's going to be a video. Open it up, try and figure out what the issue is with it, just out of curiosity. Where's the power? Right down here. Nothing there. So it could just be dead battery, but who knows. So I'm going to try open that up, figure out what the issue is with it. At first glance, I don't really see any cracks to the screen, so hopefully it's just maybe the battery is no good, and I can replace the battery, or maybe there's more damage at play here. Alright, next one. So, this is two items in this guy. Now this one came from our favorite country for gaming, which is, of course, Japan. And we've got an Atomic Purple Game Boy Color. I used to have one of these when I was very young, and I either sold it or lost it or gave it away or something like that. So that's kind of cool to have back, the atomic purple one. I currently have another Game Boy somewhere, but I'm going to figure out what's wrong with this. These were sold as not working, so it could really be anything. The screen could be bad, the buttons could be bad, or sometimes they just sell them as not working because there weren't batteries or something like along the lines of that. Now, this other one, and as I mentioned, these came from Japan, but as far as I know, handheld consoles are not region locked, so Canadian or North American release games should work with this no problem. Now this is the clear one, so nothing fancy, just plain white clear. It's nice that these come with the battery cover. A lot of times you find these online and they don't, so that's pretty handy. And again, the screen, I don't see any cracks or anything on it. I'm actually going to grab a couple of batteries and we'll test these out right now. Okay, so this is a known working Game Boy Color. Flip it on, we got power, we got Game Boy, and I've got a copy of Pokemon Red in there. So, clearly works. Let's try this clear one first. So I got no power at all. So something... Okay, that's quite clearly dead. And we'll try the atomic purple. Oops. Also no power. So something's dead in these. I've never really worked on a Game Boy before, so I'm not sure what it is that will cause no power issues on the Game Boy, but that's going to be something to kind of look into, and that'll be another video in the future. Alright, this one. Now, once again, I honestly don't recall what's in here, so we're going to slice her open, and this will be a surprise for everyone. Ah, yes. So, here we have a Nintendo NES console. So as you can see here, it's pretty yellow. I hope my camera picks that up. Yeah, especially on the back. So, pretty yellow. But comes with a gun, which is good. These are always handy, and assuming that it works, I mean, these are worth about 15 bucks to resell. I think I spent about 10 on this, so even if the gun works, that's still an okay buy. A third-party power adapter for the NES, a third-party RF adapter. I guess it kind of goes with anything, and a couple AV cables. So I don't know, for 10 bucks, can't go wrong with that. We're going to test that out shortly, see if it works, or if not, most likely these just need to be cleaned, especially looking at the condition of this. So, I mean, just the top's yellow. It's not always because the previous owners smoked a lot in their house or anything like that. These things turn yellow just with time. Once light and UV gets to it, the color of the shell just discolors. It's just kind of the way it goes. So I'm going to set that aside. We'll test that out a little bit later. Now, this last box here. So, bet you've been wondering what on earth I bought here. And I was pretty excited about this, as this is a lot of damaged or defective, or possibly not defective, game consoles, which hopefully should give me plenty of opportunity to make a new video. So, just dive right into it. Alright, so busted power jack. Hopefully that's all that's wrong with it, because power jacks are very easy to replace. However, we're also missing the cartridge slot cover, which is no big deal. I have some extra shells. Other than that, I mean, it looks kind of dirty inside. That should be able to be cleaned up. Let's see, sometimes these start, yeah, got a bit of a rattle in there. So usually this, once the plastic starts yellowing on these, like the top here, they become very brittle. So usually any rattling is just broken bits of plastic on the inside. I'm not really too worried about that. Alright, number 2. And so Super Nintendo number 2, not reading games. So let's take a peek here. It looks kind of dirty. That might just be as simple as having to clean it out and try it again. Switches seem to be okay. Eject, got spring action there. And again, the power jack is broken. So I'm gonna have to invest in some power jacks, I think. So this box of Super Nintendos, I think, cost me about $40. Maybe less, $30 or $40 after shipping. So even if one of these works, I'm coming out well ahead on that purchase. So this guy, aside from being in pretty physically rough shape, really doesn't give me any indication what's wrong with it. I'm looking underneath here. I mean, the cartridge probably needs to be cleaned. This one does have a working power jack right here, so even if this powers on but doesn't do anything, I might be able to use that power jack. Again, I'm going to test these out a little bit later in this video, but I just want to kind of tear into these and see what it is that I'm working with. So this one, oh geez, this one's rattling all over, so oh, look at that. Okay, $59.99, no power. Gee, I wonder why. So the power jack's been taken from this. Also, the shell has been all smashed up, so it's really not in good shape. But, again, we'll have to really see what's wrong with it. Is it just no power, or is something else the problem? Who knows? And the last one. So this one, again, kind of rough shape for the shell, but we've got a working power jack on it. The spring seems to be not very good. Maybe they've taken it apart and put it back together again. Also, looking in the slot, you can't really see that on the camera, but it just looks like there's some debris in there. Yeah, I just can't pick that up. So that's going to be a kind of cleaner out, and we'll give it a try. So I'm going to move this packaging, and we'll try the couple of Super Nintendos that actually have power jacks, just to see if any of them have a glimmer of hope. Okay, so this first Super Nintendo, what I want to do firsthand is just try and get this thing out of the cartridge slot. So I'm going to use my small tweezers and just kind of run in here. Kind of difficult. There we go. So I don't know what this is that is in here. It almost looks like someone's dirty old fingernail. So I think that's actually what it is. Someone's clipped fingernail. So that's kind of gross. I haven't seen that before. but throw that in the garbage there. Other than that, let's plug it in and try a game. So I've got my power jack and AV cord handy here. And again, this one had no indication on what could be wrong with it, but I'm going to use Super Mario World because I know this works, and see just what happens. Nothing. I gotta check my AV switch though. So I've got this little switcher here. There we go. So black screen. Let's try it. Just pull and unpull the game. Power. Oh, we might be in action. So I'm going to grab a controller. Luckily I have a selection of controllers right here at all times. And let's try this again. Power. I would say this seems to work no problem. I just want to make sure that the controllers get all the response, and this is really just going to be a shell replacement and a working Super Nintendo. Oh yeah, we're good. So, now that I've done that, let's give Return to Dinosaur Land a little whirl. I just want to see if this works. Nope. Let's try it again. Sweet. So, looks like we are in action. And it's got someone's save game. So as I mentioned before, this particular game is pretty much exactly like original Super Mario World, just they've remade the levels. So this is Bowser's World, and the layout's different from Super Mario World, but the graphics are the same, the controls are the same, the physics of the game and everything are the same. So just gonna go into a level here quickly. So same Super Mario World that we're used to. So cool, glad that that works. Let's try the other one that has a working power jack. Okay, so this one, bit of a rattle. Hopefully it's just plastic, but let's find out. So we'll get the power, get the video, controller, and Super Mario World. Just a black screen. So let's try the same trick, and all this does is try to loosen up some of the grime that might be on those contacts. Still black. One last thing I want to do before I really dive further into this is do the old credit card and cloth trick. So I'm suspecting this needs to be cleaned a bit. So what I like to do, grab a microfiber cloth like this and just get it wet with some isopropyl alcohol. Then credit card like so. And into the slot. So it didn't really pull up a lot of grime, but we'll give her a try and see. Okay. Nope, black screen. So typically, when I get a black screen, it usually means that the CPU is failing. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully it just needs a much more thorough cleaning, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume this guy probably is not gonna work. So this one has a bad power jack. We can try, but I don't think we're gonna get anywhere with this. Yeah, I can't get any. A little bit of contact. So I think what we'll do is put a game in here, turn it on, and try and wiggle this till it connects. And I'm not getting anything. Oh, kind of. So graphics are garbled. Let's try again, same thing, just to make sure that we're getting a good read. Okay, so it's loading into the wrong part of the game and the graphics are all screwed up. Typically, that tells me that, again, either something wrong with the RAM or the CPU. I'm going to try one quick trick here, and that's get a Q-tip, get some alcohol on it, and we're going to do the same thing, but just wipe down the inside of this game and slide it in and out. So let that dry a little bit. Power on. So all white. So this will need a bit more thorough work. So it could be that we've got bad chips in it. It could be that it's just too dirty to really have a chance. And then this last one that we can try is, again, got a bad power jack. So we may not really be able to do much with this, but let's see what we can do. Power on, see if we can get that light. Okay, so that's a good sign. So again, that looks like that works, just needs a new power jack. Let's see if we can get it to stay. Try a controller. Looks like it works, so needs a new power jack, but otherwise definitely a working machine. So this last one I really can't fix because someone harvested the power jack out of it. Or I can't test, sorry, I can probably fix it. So that will be a whole other video on its own, but so far at least two of these seem to be working no problem, or three actually. Three of them seem to be working no problem. One of them might be beyond repair. So that's really about it for the Super Nintendos. We're going to try this NES, and then that's it for this video. Alright, so last test of this video is the NES that I had picked up. So we're going to try out my handy trusty version of Tecmo Bowl. So first thing, the pins seem very loose. It just goes in and out no problem. So my guess is this isn't going to read, but let's find out. So we have a solid red light, but nothing on the screen. Let's try same thing again. Yeah, just red light. So reset doesn't do anything, just black screen. So this might be a case of cleaning, or it might be a case of a bad board, and this is just going to be used for harvesting chips or something, but we'll give the game a quick clean and try it a couple of times again. So I've put some alcohol on the contacts of this game, and all I'm going to do is try and clean the pins just by inserting and pulling it out a couple of times. So hopefully that lifts some of the grime that might be on those. And power, black screen. So I suspect that there is something wrong with this. Just make sure, of course, that I'm on the right channel. Yep, channel 4. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like that's no good. One last thing I want to try is we're going to hook it up to the red and yellow there on the side, just to rule out the possibility of the RF switch being. Alright, so last chance for this is we have it hooked up with composite cables, and got the game in here. Let's hit some power and see what we get. So just a gray screen. On RF it was black, here it's just gray. So again, I think that this might not, it might have a bad chip or something in it, but we're gonna have to open it up to really check it and make sure of that. So that's about it for this video then. I don't have any DS games to test that with, so I'm gonna have to firstly see if I can get it to power on at all and go from there. And other than that, I think this was a successful mail day. So thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and stay tuned as I slowly get towards trying to repair these. Especially kind of looking forward to those Super Nintendos to see if we can get hopefully 3 out of 5 of them working perfectly. 4 out of 5 of them would be best case scenario, I think. So thanks a lot again for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to hit like, subscribe to my channel, and you'll be the first to know when I upload new content. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.